Let you all open all your three eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadusham Tattvamasyaadilakshmyam Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Let's go through the disclaimers. Security measures. No photography, video, audio recording. Important cautions. Please be aware of the important cautions. What is spa manifestation? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself explaining what is spa manifestation.
All the 25 states of consciousness, when they happen in you due to your chemicals and hormones ups and downs, it is powerlessness. When it happens in you out of your free will and consciousness, it is powerfulness. That's all. When you fall into sleep, it is powerlessness. When you enter into sleep, it is powerfulness. When you fall into dream, it is powerlessness. When you decide to dream, it is powerfulness. So I have added the ultimate powerfulness, Turiyatita, in your whole being and doing. Manifest all the powers. Understand, power manifestation is nothing but cognitive shift. It is not work. It is cognitive shift. Understand? It is just cognitive shift. It's not work. Work is a 4-letter word. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, playing with life, playing with being alive. Static matter, dynamic activity, strategic existence, all these three has no boundary. You are one with it. You are alive in everything. Everything listens to you. Everything decides as you want. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, raising your frequency, not work.
Now let's understand who is Paramashiva. Bhagavan himself has beautifully explained the Paramashiva in all of us.
Paramashiva does manifestation, maintenance, rejuvenation, pulling out of delusion and liberation. He resides in his supreme Paramashiva Swarupa as Ajomuha or Adhomuha, unborn, beyond form, formlessness. Is Paramashiva Swarupa. That Paramashiva Swarupa manifests with these 5 faces as Sadashiva, Tatpurusha, Vamadeva, Ahora, Satyojata, Ishana. 5 faces he manifests and does the Panchakritya, Srishti, manifestation, Sthiti, sustenance, Samhara, rejuvenation, Trobhava, pulling out of delusion, Anugraha, liberation. Understand? He does all these 5 jobs. Through these 5 phases. Now listen carefully. Tatpurusham, Vamadevam, Satyojatam, Ahoram, Ishanam. These 5 phases does Panchakrityas. Each phase, each dimension is not just one F-A-C-E phase, P-H-A-S-E phase. It's not just F-A-C-E, P-H-A-S-E. Understand? The creation, not just creation getting created, even sustenance need to be created, destruction need to be created, and pulling out of delusion need to be created, liberation need to be created. Then creation, manifestation need to be maintained. Maintenance, sthiti itself need to be maintained. Destruction, samhara, the rejuvenation need to be sustained, maintained when it is happening. Pulling out of delusion, trobhava, need to be maintained when it is happening. And anugraha, liberation, need to be maintained when it is happening. Those micromilliseconds when it is happening. So understand, Satyojata Murti as 5 phase, Ishana Murti as 5 phase, Vamadeva Murti as 5 phase, Agora Murti has 5 phase, Tatpurusha Murti has 5 phase. So, Tatpurusha Murti as is 5 phase, Agora Murti has is 5 phase, Vamadeva Murti has is 5 phase, Satyojata Murti has is 5 phase, Ishana Murti has is 5 phase. All these 5 Murtis, 5 phases put together is 25 phases of Mahasadashiva.
Bhagavan beautifully explained Paramashiva. Now, who is His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam is a reviver of Kailasha, the ancient Enlightenment civilization, the great cosmic borderless nation. Is an avatar from and is a Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam has made science of our manifestation, yoga, temple-based university for humanity, Sovereign Order of Kailasha, led by His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam and Nithyananda Order of Monks, Nuns, Hindu diasporas are working for global peace to give superconscious breakthrough to humanity. Nithyananda Hindu University, world's largest with extended campus in 150 countries, is collecting, organizing, preserving, time capsuling, decoding, spreading and reviving 20 million source books of Hinduism and 64 sacred arts, science like Ayurveda, music, dance, sculpting, astrology, Vastu, and many more. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam is 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Shamalapita Sarvanyapita, ancient apex body of Hinduism and present emperor of Suryavamsa Surangi Swamrajyam. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam has survived the worst persecution of multiple assassination attempts on person and character by anti-Hindu elements. Beautifully, Bhagavan now explains who is His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Everything is infinitely powerful. You realize your potentiality. You establish yourself in the completion, space of completion. You are God, that's all. All of us are gods. The first experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 degree. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel, experience the skin of the stone on rock on which I was sitting and the skin of this body. Both carry me equally. In both I exist equally. Sangha is a place where the tattvas are taught to you, and till it becomes satya, you are supported. Akhadas are basically founded by Sadashiva himself. All is ganas, Shiva ganas. Exactly the word gana means. In your length, breadth, depth, if you are filled by Shiva, you are Shiva gana. All the Shiva ganas formed the first Akhada. Later on, much later, Kapila Muni organizes Mahanirvani Akhada. Then all other Akhadas. As Mahamandaleshwar of Mahanirvani Akhada, the oldest apex body of Hinduism, I welcome every one of you. What I am teaching is from original Agamas Yogapada. The science very clearly declares, Sadashiva is very clear, manifestation of these powers happen when you experience oneness with Sadashiva. choose your guru, the best thing is find a person who is enlightened, experienced, who can play with energy, who can directly transmit experience to you, and who is in tune with the original Shastras, the source of the knowledge. All the revealed scriptures available about the yoga directly by Sadashiva for you to do research, study, practice, question the people who teach.
The science of power manifestation is a gift to the humanity, which is authentic, time-tested, scientific, and foolproof. Diksha, or the initiation from His Divine Holiness, Nithyananda Paramashiva, makes the science directly an experience for the initiates. The experience is directly authenticated by the Pramanas. The Shastra Pramanas, the eternal, unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures, the Veda and Agamas. The Apta Pramanas, the experience of the Rishis, Munis, Ganas, Nayanamars, Alvars, and Siddhars, who are the authority of Hinduism, who have scientists who time-tested and verified the science of power manifestation. The Atma Pramanas are the avatar who land on the planet Earth to give a superconscious breakthrough to humanity. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashiva, this millennium's avatar, personal experience of power manifestation. Shakshi Pramanas, or the experience of the millions of disciples, devotees, and followers initiated into the science of power manifestation by Bhagavan himself. Pratyaksha Pramanas, or the scientific studies which can be measuring the effect of being in the enlightened state.
Powerful cognition from Bhagavad Gita, decoded. Please listen to the truths. First, you have the frequency of consciousness in you. Second, you have the frequency of the mind in you. The frequency of the mind is the pattern, incomplete, suffering present in you. Third, at given point of time, you have either used the frequency of your soul, Atma, consciousness, or the frequency of the mind, patterns. I'll repeat. Please listen to the truth. First, you have the frequency of the consciousness in you. Second, you have the frequency of the mind in you. The frequency of the mind is the pattern, incompletion, suffering present in you. Third, at a given point of time, you either used by the frequency of the soul, Atman, consciousness, or the frequency of the mind, the patterns. Krishna is a destroyer of the root thought pattern. Samskara, our product of the darkness, our unconscious darkness, is not a positive entity. It cannot be shifted from point to point. However, it can be destroyed by the light. The presence of light dissolves darkness. The presence of awareness, of completion, our frequency of consciousness, destroys samskara. Darkness has no existence of its own. It only exists when there is no light. We cannot create darkness. It is that absence of something. When someone cannot see, he is not bothered by darkness. He is not afraid of darkness. To a blind man, darkness is his very nature. Blind man will not say that he sees ghosts and spirits in darkness, and darkness is a state that he exists in. A truly courageous man established in completion is also not disturbed by the darkness. Someone who is not afraid of anything does not fear the loss of ego, loss of identity and death to him. Darkness poses no fear, as well he can equally handle darkness, light, without fear or attraction. Other than these two class of people, darkness poses problems and present fears for everyone else. In the sense, Krishna is not only the Lord of light, but also darkness as well. He beautifully says, a truly courageous man in completion is also not disturbed by the darkness. Someone who's not afraid of anything, does not fear the loss of ego, loss of identity, loss of death. To him, the darkness poses no fear as well. He can equally handle darkness or light without any fear or attraction. Other than these two class of people, darkness poses problem for everybody else. In this sense, Krishna is not only the Lord of light, but of darkness as well. Bhagavan beautifully explains how we can use the frequency of consciousness or frequency of these patterns, and how the awareness could destroy the darkness. How we live in fear brings the darkness to our life. Now we'll go to the Shastra Pramana.
Maranam ghadhyate tena sakenapi na ghadhyate tasya syat paramasiddhe animadi guna prada vayussanna chadate dehe rasavriddhir bhaved dhruvam akashapanakajagalpti samapi vadhate maranam khadhyate tena sakenapi na khadhyate tasya syat paramasiddhir animadi guna prada vayuh sanacharate dehe rasavriddhir bhavet dhruvam akashapanakajagalapti samapi vadhate.
Bhagavan beautifully says in the Shiva Samhita 5.7678, Bhagavan Paramashiva says, death is eaten by him, he is eaten by none. He manifests the highest powers such as Anima, Lagima, Mahima, etc. The Vayu wind energy moves equally throughout his body. The juice of his body are increased. Rasaviddhi, the nectar exuding from the eternal lotus, also increases in him. Bhagavan beautifully says how we can either choose consciousness to live, or we can go by the patterns. We don't need thoughts to live. Mind does not require thoughts to live. Mind is a processor. It puts us to deep sleep. It wakes us up. It puts us to the dream state. It can also put us to the Turiya state if we train the mind. If we start training the mind, it'll simply catch up and it'll start serving a beautiful state, which will put us into the Turiya state and Turiya Theta state, Bhagavan says. So it is our responsibility to raise ourselves in awareness and choose consciousness as our only strength to do anything and everything. When we are caught by fear, then we lose ourselves that we are not Paramashiva and something can happen and something can violate us. We forget that we are infinite and there is nothing that we cannot create that can happen to us. Again and again, he reiterates there is nothing that you cannot create and which can happen to you. It is you who creates everything in the world, and your fear is creating all the confusion. Instead of fear, drop the fear and have the maturity, understanding the greater truth. Nothing can ever happen to you because you are the creator. If you understand, like you are the owner of the whole factory, you don't have to fear about what is going to happen, because you know inside a secret. The auspiciousness is inside a secret. And if you understand that you are Paramashiva, you know the inside secret, You are in the tech pit of the flight. You don't have to fear what would happen to my flight. Will it crash? Will it be fine? You know everything is perfectly fine and everything is so smooth. Only when you are raised to the responsibility of holding that space, Bhagavan says this will simply happen. You will get over the fear. You can choose consciousness in every action and you will raise more and more into that. He is the only ultimate happening in this world and he is the manifester. He is the manifesting and he is the object which is getting manifested. Simply Bhagavan says everything is Krishna. Everything is Paramashiva. As you understand that Paramashiva is manifesting through you and you are the experiencer of the whole thing and experiencing the ultimate happening. So with that, which makes you manifest all the powers of Paramashiva, let's go to the Apta Pramana. The Apta Pramana source is from Periya Puranam. Amarnedi was a staunch devotee of Shiva, patron god of Shaivism. He donated food and clothes to devotees of Shiva. He was especially gift Kaupinam to Shaivite as saints. One day Shiva came to Amaranedi house disguised as a Brahmin, Brahmachari. The young Brahmachari had a matted hair and owned only a Kaupinam. He was adorned by the Tirupundra Shaiva marks on the forehead and carried a staff with two Kaupinam on it. And Brahmachari told Amaranedi that he had come having heard of the merchant's generosity. Amaranedi asked him for a chance to serve him. The Brahmachari lad consented and kept one of his dried copinium in the merchant's custody and left for the bath. While Amaranedi kept the copinium in a safe place, Shiva caused it to be mysteriously disappeared. When the Brahmachari returned, he asked for the dried copinam for a change of the dress as his other copinam on his staff was drenched in rain. Amaranedi could not find the copinam where left and searched the whole house in vain. Amaranedi, the dejected Amaranedi returned with his wife and king and others another copinam. He apologized, prostrated before the Brahmachari, and offered a copinam superior quality. The enraged Brahmachari refused to accept it, and after much demand, the copinam equal in weight of the lost copinam in the weighing scale, and the Brahmachari placed his wet copinam from the staff in the pan, and Amaranedi placed his copinam in other pan. As a Brahmachari copinam was weighing, he started putting all the copinam he had, added the silk, cotton, garments. Copinam in the pan did not rise from the gown. Finally, Amaranedi started to add his wealth, silver, gold, jewels. Nothing. After Amaranedi realized all his wealth could not match the weight of the copinam, he asked the Brahmachari if he and his wife and child could ascend on the pan and consent to of the Brahmachari. He circumambulated the pan and implored Shiva that his devotion and service was true. The pan should become equal in weight. He recited the Panchakshara mantra dedicated to Shiva and got into the pan. And immediately the pan balanced. Brahmachari disappeared and Shiva appeared with his consort Parvati blessing the whole family. Had possession of Shiva, the way scale converted into the heavenly chariot and transported them to Kailasha. How beautiful that he gave himself and the family, not thinking of any fear of missing anything. and simply he was taken to Kailasha by Paramashiva himself. Now let's go to the Atma Pramana. Atma Pramanas are the Leela.
This sutra is more for inspiring you to practice those samyamas so that you will start expressing and radiating these extraordinary powers. You can become like an atom or like a Kailash mountain, or light like a feather, air, or heavy like huge mountain. The moment I uttered the word Kailash, I remembered, all of you may be aware, I wanted to announce to all the devotees, disciples, samajis, satsangis around the world, the court has relaxed all my bail conditions for next 3 months. We will be having Kailash trip. This year, first time, we will be going to Kailash as a big group. When I come back from Kailash, my body will be directly materializing and teleporting. Is going to make multifold energy explosion and expression through me. It is going to be a really transforming trip. Lahima, becoming light. When all your engrams and heaviness is taken out of your system, naturally you become light like a feather and start levitating. Garima, becoming heavy like a huge mountain. Prapti, to reach anywhere you want. The past, present, future. And Ishatva, leadership consciousness. All the time, all the situations of your life will be under your control. Pragamya, to fulfill, achieve all desires. Vashitva, ability to command and control everything. These 8 siddhis, I can say, are the expression of yogic powers. Actually, they express when you become enlightened also, automatically through your system. Through samyama also you can gain. Only thing I feel, you guys are so fortunate to listen about all these great powers, not just as words. You can see something in front of you. People only talk about these powers. But here, you can at least see some glimpse of these great expressions. This sutra is basically an inspiring sutra to practice samyamas and yogic lifestyle. I can say that not only these words, all the experiences you guys are seeing will inspire you to live yogic life. I bless you all to experience your yogic body, Vedic mind, yen life.
Let's go to Shakshi Pramana, manifesting the power of Ashta Maha Siddhi, power to increase the weight of small object. Here they have a small ring which has increased from 5.1 to 5.2 on the digital scale machine. So,
Pratyaksha Pramana, scientific studies what can be measured, measuring the effect of being in enlightenment state. Deadlifting. Powerlifting exercises can be harmful to shoulder, lower back, and knee injuries, from muscle strain, tendons chronic to fractures. The deadlift exercise utilizes the entire posterior chain in the body and is considered one of the most effective full body muscle building exercises. However, deadlifts can pose a risk of spinal damage. Deadlifts place force on the spinal disc, especially when done with heavy weight. If you perform these exercises with a rounded or arched back, the amount of disc compression increases substantially and can result in bulged disc, pinched nerves, or other issues. Preparation and step-by-step personal coaching are necessary for novice who wants to lift heavy weight. Charts are given to indicate the average weight one can lift depending on the gender, height, weight, and level of training. Manifesting powers of Ashta Maha Shaktis, power of increasing the size of others. Mahima, how a adolescent from Nithyananda Gurukul can effortlessly uplift double the weight he should be able to lift for his height, weight, and level of training. Manifesting power of Ashta Maha Shaktis, powers to lift huge weights effortlessly, also known as Lagima, power to make things lighter.
The Shastra Pramana, the direct words of Mahasadashiva, where Sadashiva reveals how this Shakti manifests. It is from the Paushkar Agama, Vidyapada, Patala 6. Lagima shigrage vitvam pankadhavapya majjanam mahima vyapya chasthanam brihadendriyadadribihi. You can take on the stage now.
Yes, so first we have Srinivas, who'll be stepping up, and we'll take your weight first and see where you're at, and then we'll compare that number against the lift that you'll be doing. So if you want to just quickly step up and take your weight.
As you can see, Srinivasan Maharaj, a Rudra of the Nithyananda order, is stepping up on the weighing scale, and you will be seeing, as you can see, he is 54.1 kgs.
So 54 kgs. And on the bar, as I mentioned earlier, I got a little excited talking about this, is 115 kgs. And just to put this into perspective, I actually haven't lifted this weight in over 3 years. So what he's going to be doing is something I haven't trained and done in 3 years. And so I'm excited to see this. What he'll be comparing is up against, and again, this is very logical and there's a lot of numbers involved. He's lifting roughly 120 pounds more than somebody that is a beginner, which is completely insane because I'm assuming he hasn't been training. I don't know how long he's been training for, but I don't think he's been training very long. And so 120 pounds more than a beginner he'll be lifting, and he's lifting a weight that I haven't lifted in over 3 years. So I'll let him take this.
So that's great. Srinivasa Maharaj, you can come up in the front. You can see Srinivasa Maharaj is getting into the position. As you can see, Srinivasan Maharaj has lifted.
I don't mean to be a stickler for form and all this, but when it comes to training, form is everything. You're going to get much more power if you have like exact form. And I can say his form was not correct, but it didn't matter. That's what's shocking, is that you were able to somehow muster the strength without having the correct base.
And Srinivasan Maharaj is just 54 kgs and he has lifted over 115 kgs just like that without any effort.
But let's set up for the camera and the timestamp and the Jnana scale, a weighing scale on an app or any other object, a small object. Take few minutes to set up your camera, download the timestamp, click on the video, ensure the time is showing on the screen vividly and clearly. Make sure the camera is facing the weighing scale and you in a wide angle, in a clear, very beautiful place, which is very quiet. Please take few minutes to record it. It's amazing, all these power manifestation. You never know what you would discover by recording all these Shaktis. The weighing scale, if you would like to have on the app to measure this, Android version and iPhone version is given here. Please make a note of it and download the app and make it ready and test few times the accuracy of measuring the object. Even if you get in a range of measuring the object weight is good. Guidelines to start manifesting the powers. So start with the video recording. Apply the Jnana between your eyebrows. If you have it, bring your awareness to your third eye. Take the small object and weight on the scale a couple of times to get the range or exact weight. It can be on the scale or on the measuring app on your phone. Gaze intensely at the object in front of you without touching. Through the third eye, change the weight of the object in the front of you to make it heavier. If you're feeling the energy, if you're feeling the Kundalini energy or heat, and if you're seeing the weight going up by little grams, few grams, or decreasing, it is okay to start with power manifestation. But once you're manifesting, make sure a 5 to 10 units of increase in the weight is happened in the object. Weight of the object should be measured at the end after the power manifestation session to note the accuracy of the weight of the object and see the difference and make sure it is increased by 5 to 10 units. And if you have started manifesting few grams of increase or decrease, or you're feeling the Kundalini energy, that's perfectly fine. You've started manifesting the powers, but it'll be awesome if you can increase the weight of the object by 5 to 10 units to vividly see the difference between the initial reading and the final reading. If you're getting a range of reading by using the phone app, please make sure the range is clearly noted by measuring it few times and seeing the difference, large difference of the object will be authentic. Please share your videos with powerful cognition with others and listen to others' experience of power manifestation.
Power manifestation instructions. Let's sit straight, the head, neck, and back in a straight line, so that beautifully the Kundalini energy raises to the Agnya where the manifestation happens. Usually our awareness is on Muladhara, Swadhisthana, and Manipuraha, where navel center, your below navel center. Here, bringing the awareness to your third eye and sitting straight will give us amazing possibility of power manifestation. Now let's understand few words that Bhagavan is repeatedly using. Shaktipada, oneness, be unclutched, initiation. So here first we will see in Bhagavan's words what is Shaktipada.
let me give an introduction about what is Shaktipada process. Please understand. You would have seen or heard about how the chicken sits on the egg and hatches. Of course, in the modern countries, this does not happen. Machine sits on the egg and or egg sits on the machine. In those days, originally when hens and chicken were getting produced on the planet Earth, the hen used to sit on the chicken and hen used to sit on the egg and the chicken will come out of the egg. See, same way, Sadashiva sitting means the ultimate cosmic energy sitting on the individual soul and making the individual soul into cosmic energy is Shaktipada. Hen sitting on the egg and making the chicken happen, same way. You may think, how come, what is going on here? That hen is only sitting just by the body heat of the hen, the egg is becoming chicken. Because no surgery is done and nothing goes inside. It's only sitting. Same way, it is just sitting. It's only the presence. The Shaktipada makes the individual soul into cosmic soul.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained Shaktipada, how individual soul becomes cosmic soul. And let's listen to initiation.
You see, let me explain the initiation. Initiation is the process beyond your intellectual understanding. The transmission of lamp happens. Now, you understood something intellectually. There is something which is not understood, which can't be transmitted through the words. That is transmitted. That's what we call initiation. Sometimes I tell people that unless you are initiated, the techniques do not create the result. The reason is you do not grasp completely whatever is expressed through words. Initiation is like it just transmits whatever need to be transmitted beyond logic and beyond words. People ask me, why to wear this bracelet or this mala and all those things. This all will remind you. Why bracelet in the hand? It will remind you, before eating, did you meditate? It's a constant reminders. Before eating, let you be reminded, did you do the meditation? That is why this bracelet. That is why this mala. That is why this external things. Sometimes this external things does a big job of reminding you constantly. That is why take the help of external things also, nothing wrong. People ask me, why we can just be spiritual without having external things? If you can, really you are welcome. But I don't think anybody who speaks in that way is successful. I've never seen people becoming successful, avoiding the external things, just having internal things. And it is just a nice way of escaping from yourself.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained initiation. Let's listen to be unclutched. What is to be unclutched?
The thoughts, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Because the gap between two thoughts is too small. The neutral space between the two thoughts is too small. You think all the thoughts are connected and it is in the shape form. It is not. By your very nature, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Between every thought, you experience a neutral space. When you change the gear, whether you go from neutral to 1 or 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 or 4 to whatever gears you may change, but every time you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to the next gear. Even if you want to go from 2 to 3, you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to 3. Same way, between every thought, you experience a neutral space. You experience a neutral space between every thought. Between every thought. That neutral space, that silence is what I call peace or bliss. The peace which exists, the bliss which exists already in you, between every thought, the gap of the thought, the gap between the thoughts, that neutral space is the peace, is the bliss. When you understand you are unconnected, independent, illogical, and unclutched by your very nature, you will start experiencing the neutral space in you, neutral space which exists in you. You will start living from moment to moment in spontaneity. We need to understand one more thing. This technique of being unclutched, it does miracles in your being. In the body level, or in the mental level, or in the being level. In every level, when you understand the truth, by your very nature, you are unclutched. The tremendous quantum transformation. You take a quantum jump. The transformation happens in quantum, not step by step. Just one jump. You take a quantum jump and experience the truth awakening in you.
The oneness space is the most beautiful space that Bhagavan himself is explaining how we are ferocious. Beyond the tiredness and boredom, we can experience the space of oneness and be unclutched.
Oneness is not imagination. Oneness is not visualization. Oneness is not even just declaration. It is your existence. An idea which is you is oneness. The idea which has become part of your very space, which does not tire you or bore you by the passage of the time, is oneness. Mahadeva says in the Agama, Sadashiva beautifully explains in the Agama, Kala, Yama cannot tire you or bring boredom to you if something becomes your space. Devi achieved the blissful state and union with Mahadeva on Shivaratri day because our space became oneness. Anything which brings tiredness or boredom has not yet become your space. If living in this body brings you tiredness and boredom, you are not going to be living in this body forever. When that becomes too much, you are going to drop it and move ahead. If you want to be in oneness forever, it should become part of your space, means you should become ferocious with you and break this very tiredness and boredom. Only when you deal you with the ferociousness, you break the tiredness and boredom. With that ferociousness, you need to make oneness as your space. Anything stands as an imagination in the length level, visualization in the breadth level, declaration in the depth level. If you open your time with ferociousness, it just sinks into space level. With this ferociousness, the time layer in you opens, and the oneness from imagination to visualization to declaration, it becomes your space, the way of existence.
The most important, Bhagavan says, being unclutched, understanding the Shaktipada, the oneness space, and chanting the Mahavakya. The Mahavakya, the power of the Mahavakya, pushes you into the higher states of consciousness. Here, Bhagavan himself explains how we can experience the Shaktipada, raised higher consciousness, through Mahavakya.
It's one of the very important revelation by Sadashiva. All the electronic equipments work when the electrons are made to vibrate. That happens by the light. When the electricity is supplied, the light particle vibrates, the electronic equipment starts working. Just like that, the spiritual power and the umbilical cord connection, spiritual umbilical cord connection between you and me, it works with sound particle. For example, my integrity with the cosmos, Sadashiva, Mahasadashiva, it reverberates in certain level of frequency. When you are integrated to me, you also start reverberating in the same frequency. If your integrity goes down, that is when you start connecting with me only as a manager or this organization head or your Purvashram father, mother. Your connection with me goes down to the lower level if the integrity gets reduced. I was wondering, what is the way we can bring people to the higher integrity immediately and the feeling connection, so they start manifesting the powers, they start staying in the space of Sadashivatva. Sadashiva revealed a beautiful sound. I can tell you, this is like a password. At any point, if you are not able to bring yourself to oneness, you are a little shaken, disturbed, or for some reason, you are not able to bring yourself to oneness. This is like a password. You type, whether your mind feels connected or not, the energy will start flowing in you beyond the depth dimension. You see, all mind oscillation, restlessness, all mental idea based feeling connected or not feeling connected is only length, breadth, depth level, not in the space level. But this sound will straight infuse energy from the space level. Like for example, if the power goes off, automatically the generator will get switched on and the power supply will be going on. So end result will not be lost. Whether government power supply or the generator power supply, end result will not be stopped. So whenever you feel little that oneness is, you are not catching it, just feed this password. Immediately the oneness will open up and you will start manifesting the powers, energy, and the whole space will shift. It is directly from Sadashiva. It's a beautiful sound. I don't even want to say it's a mantra. It is not even a mantra because there is no meaning in it. You can't derive a meaning for it. It just flashed like a password for all the initiations I am giving. One single password for all the initiations I am giving. And the initiations I gave, I am giving, I will be giving for all that. This is like one password. Don't even repeat like a mantra. Just feed like a password and it will just open up. Your whole being will open up. Listen carefully. It starts with the vibration Om. Listen and then repeat. Om. Very deep. Om. Nithyananda. Nithyananda. Maha Shakti.
So Bhagavan gave beautiful explanation of how you can be in Shaktipada. Visualize Paramashiva who has come down as Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam from Kailasha. Remembering Paramashiva in your third eye. Again and again, bringing your awareness to your third eye simply makes you manifest powers. Absolute unclutching. How Bhagavan said, the neutral zone. Nothing ever touches the screen. Like same way, the movie does not touch the screen, whether it is happening in ferocious or any soft, beautiful, nothing touches the screen. Be unclutched like the screen. And to experience the state of Paramashiva, your inner space being completely unclutched. Complete completion to experience the space of Paramashiva. Inside us, the complete completion happens when we are in tune with Paramashiva. That everything is redundant and irrelevant. The essence of completion is irrelevant. Nothing matters in your life because everything is complete completion. Oneness with Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, in ferocious breaking the boredom and tiredness, just being in the space of oneness with Paramashiva to manifest the powers of Paramashiva. Tyaga as Paramashiva is your only strength, now declaring complete integrity with Bhagavan to experience the being of Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, chanting the Mahavakya raises your frequency and that is your only strength to manifest any reality. Being in this beautiful space of Paramashiva, you can experience such a beautiful space, state, powers, and becoming the being of Paramashiva, manifesting whatever you want. Now, you will be manifesting the powers, watching the oneness capsule, and chanting the Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. We'll be playing the Mahavakya and the oneness capsule for you to manifest powers. At end of the Mahavakya, you can start with the verification and sharing and causing. Thank you.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Verification process. No video editing is done during the Shakti Avishkarana and power manifestation process. Verify the video is not stopped or restarted during the power process of manifestation. All videos are to be verified with a timestamp. All videos should have a wide angle view covering the weighing scale and the object, and very clearly nobody is touching it. Do not touch the object or the weighing scale during the process of power manifestation. Do not tamper with the scale or the weighing scale app. Do not add or remove or increase the weight. Authentically see the changes 5 to 10 units of change visibly for seeing the power manifestation happen. Thank you so much for manifesting the powers.
We are at the end of the power manifestation, but most important part of the power manifestation. Here, we are going to share all that you have manifested with the social media groups. Here we have Sri Kailasha Kotyar manifesting power groups. Thousands of people are part of that. And you can share there and you can post your powerful cognition and the videos. The link is tinyurl.com/power manifestation. It is at the left corner of the page. You can click on it and you can post your beautiful experience in the power manifestation group. Why sharing and causing is very important part of power manifestation. Bhagavan beautifully explains that sharing is pulling us out of delusion and causing is liberating us. We are the ones who need to start experiencing the higher states of reality, how we need to exist. Beautifully, Bhagavan explains when you are sharing with others the ultimate beautiful multidimensional logic, your brain rewires into the higher space of consciousness, the Turyatita state. Again and again, when you experience even a little bit, you share with the world, your experience becomes reality. Same thing when you cause others to come and get initiated for higher reality, you are caused into the higher purpose, the ultimate reality. Bhagavan says extreme causing, extreme power manifestation is extreme causing. So beautifully he explains how our strength is declared on Paramashiva. The power manifestation happens exactly in tune to that. And sharing with the world, continuously reiterating ourselves the experience that we had from the powerful cognition and manifesting the space of Paramashiva, the state of Paramashiva, the beings of Paramashiva, we become Paramashiva. Go on sharing and causing, which is the most important part of how you have experienced your reality. When you go to a temple, we pray and we see that beautiful experience happen in us, and then share with the world that how amazing the temple experience has manifested as your reality. Same way, when you manifest powers, when you share with the world, it becomes more and more the depth cognition of you, and you will be experiencing more powers. Even if you're manifested very small, it does not matter the quantity. Bhagavan says the quality is important. If it is authentic, please go ahead and share with the world. Do not doubt, have self-doubt, self-denial, self-hatred come and block anything. Experience the ultimate in deep seeking and gratitude. Bhagavan manifest in you with a deep prayer, that asking Bhagavan to make this reality as your existential reality. With that, let's end with the Purna Mantra, thanking Bhagavan for all these great experience. We have come to the end of the power manifestation course, and we end with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamadashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam Padaka Arpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you for participating in the Jnana Paddhati, Nithyananda Jnana Paddhati course. Please go ahead and select more power manifestation and every day experience the ultimate reality for yourself. Nithyananda.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham